Mr. Chairman, honorable members, thank you for this opportunity to speak to you today. My name is Sophia Helena Mees de Tricht. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm representing Common Defense, the nation's largest progressive veterans organization. I represent over 500,000 members nationwide, over 1,000 in New York, and hundreds in the 5 boroughs. I also have listened to the testimony of my compatriots, my fellow veteran organizations, and I largely agree with their views on National Guard deployment. What I've not heard very much about so far is specifically, the use of force from federal agencies. So that's what I want to focus on today. So to establish my background in that, I joined the U.S. Navy just months after the events of 9/11. I was motivated by that to join the military. And my first ship, I earned the Coast Guard Special Operations Medal for conducting operations interdicting drugs and also unsafe migrant vessels in the South Pacific. And once I got out of the Navy, I served 8 years, and then I joined the Coast Guard. And as an E4 in the Coast Guard, I was a federal law enforcement officer. And so I've spent years of my life really steeped in understanding use of force, specifically as regards to law enforcement operations and detaining personnel. So in my naivete and idealism, when I got out of the Coast Guard in 2012, I was discharged for being transgender. I was under the impression that all federal law enforcement, and indeed all law enforcement generally, were subject to the same rules of force or use of force continuum training that I was. The murder of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor, and I could waste the rest of my time just on that list of names, or not waste, but I could spend the rest of my time on that list of names, shattered that. So what I'm here asking is, we've seen CBP and ICE violating rules of force and best practices for use of force all over the nation. And a surge in ICE and CBP operations in the city is going to bring that here. We've seen this has affected our members. 2 of our members are engaged in litigation currently against ICE and CBP for violating use of force rules. Were I to display the kind of wanton disregard for safety that we have seen from CBP and ICE, I would be stripped of my qualifications to carry a weapon and probably imprisoned. And that is what I suggest the council explore in dealing with the surge of federal law enforcement coming to our city. That sounds harsh, but one thing I learned in the military, and I know I'm out of time, so I'm just going to very briefly wrap up with this. When you carry the tools and the authority to end life, you carry a commensurate responsibility to protect life. We're just not seeing that from our ICE and CBP officers. So I think we should not work with them. I think we should tell them that our laws regarding use of force apply when they're here.
That's very powerfully said.